Hello everyone and welcome to the Clueless Internet podcast, episode 6. I'm your host Alex. I'm joined once again by the wonderful Howard opposite me on the table.
With me as always is Garth.
With me as always is Garth. I don't know who this man is.
It's a Wayne's World reference.
It's always I'm very confused. I hope you are as well. Well, welcome to another episode of the Clueless Internet podcast. As I say, we have got 5 facts, 6 true or falses, and 5 fuck-up stories. Just a little precursor to everyone on Spotify and iTunes. This is a personal service and public surface announcement. Surface announcement.
This is a personal surface announcement.
This is a purposes. No, it's already started. I can't speak. Public service announcement for everyone on Spotify and iTunes. The descriptions are fucked. If you want to get all of our notes and everything like that, if you want to get all the links and stuff like that, check us out on cluelessinter.net. We have finally set that up. We've got everything up and running. We're an actual podcast now.
We're big boys now.
We are a big boy team now. And let's get into the first section. Today I learned.
Sit down and shut up. Today I learned. Shut up. I learned. Sit down, be quiet. Shut up.
Okay, Howard and everyone at home, welcome
That's
to...
me.
That is you,
And
Howard,
them.
and everyone at home. Howard, you are everyone at home. Welcome to the first fact. Today I learned about the reusable sandwich. You wanna have a preface, a guess at what that might entail? A reusable sandwich?
You poop out a sandwich?
Yes,
that's exactly what you do.
So, this was in New York in 1896, where the Raines Law was passed on the 23rd of March. So, this was a law created by the owner of the Raines hotel chains. So
John Raines,
the hotel chains master. Keep that in mind. So, the law included, so this was you'll kind of guess when it's around. This law included a prohibition of alcohol being sold on Sunday individually. Just Sunday.
the rest of the week just get pissed as a fart.
Apart, as you can remember, Raines hotel chains, apart from hotels during a meal or in the rooms. So they could serve it on a Sunday in the rooms or with a meal or what have you.
We're not savages.
No, they're not savages.
A little sherry with your ice cream there?
This was basically because at the time they had a lot of drunk people on Sundays just roaming the streets.
You could have stopped at a lot of drunk people.
Not going in on Monday morning, just causing a bit of a ruckus. So essentially, a business was considered a hotel if it had 10 rooms and served sandwiches with its liquor. Do you like the way I said sandwich?
10 rooms and a sandwich for every door.
There's no bed, there's no door, there's just one single sandwich in the middle of the room.
Just lay your head down.
That is your bed.
That beautiful corner of that
and
sandwich.
the prostitute.
Oh!
With the sandwich, in the sandwich.
Oh.
It's wedged between... No, I'm joking. So, this became a new drinking ritual. Bars and saloons would make up 10 rooms. They would just, I don't know where they're getting these 10 rooms from.
And this is a room? That's a cupboard. Room. I think you'll find room.
There's a sheet, just that's wall. That's a wall you'll find.
See, 4 walls and a door.
Look, see, there's your complimentary sandwich.
It's on that, it's on the floor. Get in.
Oh, delicious. Oh, is that a bit of mould? Oh, get in.
I said get in.
So yeah, they would start serving sandwiches with every drink as well. So the sandwich would be taken back after a few seconds and used again. So they'd essentially just
so the bar mats essentially.
Yeah, I mean essentially you could probably rest your beer on it for a few seconds before it gets taken away. If you've ever watched The In-Betweeners, have you
never heard of it?
Have you never heard of The In-Betweeners?
Yeah, of course I have.
Gosh, Howard.
Yeah.
I can't say anything. I haven't watched anything, apparently. But in The In-Betweeners, they buy a sundae roast, don't they? With they buy a Sunday dinner with an adult to get a pint with it.
Oh yeah.
So it's sort of like that. After this became a thing, it was nicknamed the Rains sandwich after our man.
Sounds soggy.
Yeah, John Rains. It got named after John Rains, the Rains sandwich. There weren't all actually sandwiches though. If
they're
can
just like
believe.
made of like bits of like wood and shit.
Well,
Those,
some
little
sandwiches
carved
were made
sandwiches.
of rubber.
Oh,
They were made of rubber, which in my head it seems like more effort to make a rubber sandwich than an actual sandwich.
yeah.
Like you would have to get the mold, color it, instead of just getting like a piece of bread from flipping Asda
to
and
mold the perfect sandwich.
smack it on there. Or other chains are available, not just Asda. This is the hashtag sponsored.
Other chains, maybe even Rains.
Other and maybe even Rain chains.
Ah!
Rain chains McGrain. In fact, one was actually made of a brick. One of them was made of a brick just to mock the law, and one customer had to try and eat it.
Put that in your face hole.
Well, one customer had to try and eat it just for show, as it was just to show the police that it's an actual sandwich.
No, it's totally real. I really have to.
So I think he might have actually
Really?
tried to bite into the brick. Oh, it's actually quite nice.
Tasty. Oh,
The
so
blood.
good.
Oh, the blood.
It complements the brick.
Blood.
The
Blood brick. The blood brick.
I'm passing out now.
Bye.
Somebody hold my sandwich.
Delicious. Yeah, so it was returned obviously, and there was no arrest made.
Because it was a brick sandwich. Someone broke the law there.
So the ones that were real were described as an old desiccated ruin of a dust-laden bread, mummified ham or cheese. This was said by the playwright Ewan O'Neill, who was writing. I think he was writing a screenplay for around the same time. I think he must have been writing something for Prohibition. I'm sorry, I didn't look too much into that quote. I do apologize.
Laziness.
Yes.
Dare you. Do better.
Unfortunately, due to all of these hotel rooms, harkening back to earlier, there was a lot of adultery and prostitution taking place in these sandwich rooms.
And sandwiches.
In these sandwich rooms.
Disgusting.
And just to say, I don't think they were just sandwiches in these rooms. I think there were actual amenities and things in
We
there.
mostly just use them to mop up afterwards.
But mostly just a sandwich. And then, unfortunately, they instigated a new law, or they added to the law in 1907, causing meals to be delivered in good faith. So you would have to actually deliver a meal that somebody's going to eat.
So you'd have to come in and check their mouth afterwards.
Yeah, you'd have to pry open their mouth,
Make sure you've eaten that sandwich.
and then put your hand down their stomach into their stomach,
Just have a little fiddle around.
and just have a little wiggle of the finger.
He wasn't lying.
Oh, that didn't feel like a mashed potato. It's a brick. It's a brick.
Someone actually ate the brick sandwich.
Fair play. Free drinks for you with more brick
Oh.
sandwiches.
You're dead. Well, never mind.
Why do I have my hand inside?
Why don't?
Then to add salt to the wound, then in 1917 they changed the minimum room requirements as well. I assumed a lot higher. So it might have been something like you had to have at least 30 rooms or
So
something.
they weren't just, you're not allowed, yeah.
So they can't just like makeshift a room in the basement or something.
Just divide a small cupboard into 10 tiny compartments.
Yes, that a human could fit into.
Mm.
So they basically just had to section off even more rooms there. So it's like, yeah, you get that 3 square centimeter.
You get this brick.
Yeah, you get just this brick.
It
weight.
doubles up as a sandwich.
It doubles up as a bed and a prostitute.
Have fun. I know I will.
And then to add even more salt to the wound, in 1920, the prohibition hit. And you know how that went.
Swimmingly.
Swimmingly in alcohol.
Just everyone's rather swimming.
Yes, brilliant. Why are you swimming?
It's also so much easier since we've banned alcohol. You know? So much better.
I don't see any anywhere. Not in this empty bottle in my hand. It's gone. So, to move on to our next fact. Today I learned about the hidden millions. You ready for this one?
Of course I am. I want to know about the hidden millions.
So this one is a story of Forrest Fenn, a millionaire art dealer and former fighter pilot for some reason that does not get mentioned ever again.
Forrest Fenn.
Forrest Fenn. Forrestfenn.
I don't think that's a real name.
I think it's his moniker. I think it's his.
So his name's Monica?
Yeah, his name's Monica Fenn. So he is said to have had gold and valuables in a copper chest, estimated at around $2 million. $2 million worth of valuables hidden in a copper chest, which was evidently hidden in the Rocky Mountains, which cuts through Idaho.
Not in a forest.
No, just the Rocky Mountains. It cuts through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. So this is like a big. It's
somewhere in that region.
It's in that region, so it's a very big one. So in 2010, he buried this. Fenn, well, I say he's buried it. You don't know. Fenn has given 9 clues hidden in the poem "The Thrill of the Chase" and "Too Far to Walk."
You'll never find it.
Yeah,
it's too far to walk.
It's just in his house or something. He just pillocks. Thousands of people tried to find this, and unfortunately, 4 have died so far in the hunt for these for this chest.
Poor buggers.
53-year-old Jeff Murphy lost his footing and fell 500 feet to his death.
So lost his foot.
He just lost his footing.
Lost his foot. He was never the same again.
But he he
always leaned to one side.
He's dead. He dropped 500 foot to his death. 54-year-old Randy Bilyeu, whose skeletal remains were found
in a tree.
Well, his death is a mystery. No one really.
No one knows how he got up that tree.
I assume falling. And then 52-year-old Paris Wallace, his body was found not far from his car, so he didn't make it.
Just felt that tripped and fell off and died.
Maybe. Oh gosh, my dream. 31-year-old Eric Ashby, his raft overturned. And he wasn't
in water.
He never resurfaced.
He was just on the edge
apparently.
of a cliff.
He never resurfaced, and I read that he was with 3 people, but they did not call the authorities.
Or try to help in any way.
Yeah, they just did not help in any way at all.
He's gone.
Yeah. He's gone under.
Sandwich?
I mean...
That's a brick!
What a cruel, delicious joke!
He would have loved it.
But he's dead.
Swimming with the fishies.
Not bricks. Did
you call me?
Shut you brick. The authorities have asked Fenn to stop the hunt, but he declined and said it's in a place that an 80-year-old man could feasibly hide it. So it's not in anywhere that
it's in his sock, isn't it?
Would be difficult to go.
Check his socks! Get away from me!
It's a fucking heavy sock, dude. This is a shout out to his or her username is XSZIT.
Tentacion.
Yes, shout out to them for putting the clues into the Reddit comments for us. So these are the clues. These are taken from the 2 poems.
Okay.
So, as I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secrets where, and hint of riches new and old. Begin it where warm waters halt, and take it to the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. Put it below the home of Brown. From there, it's no place.
So you can't
the
walk.
meek.
You can't walk because it's underground.
I mean,
so you have to dig for it.
He said that it's feasibly where an 80-year-old man could find it, but he's saying it's too far to walk. And he said,
yeah, because it's in the brown. It's too far to walk. You can't walk down. You got to dig. It's too far to walk.
You're getting this. Put it below the home of Brown. From there, it's no place for the meek. Again, like just saying, an 80-year-old man can get it. No, it's not for the meek. The end is drawing ever nigh. There'll be no paddle up your creek. So that guy was wasting his time. Just heavy loads and water high. If you've been wise and found the blaze, but tarry scant with marvel gaze, just take the chest and go in peace. So why is it that I must go and leave my trove for all to seek? The answers I already know. I've done it tired. I've done it tired, and now I'm weak. So hear me all and listen good. Your effort will be worth the cold. If you are brave and in the wood, I give you title to the gold. Happy hunting. So anyone that wants to go out and find this, those are your hints.
So no one's found it.
Those are your hints. Neelix seems to want to find it. Neelix is meowing enough.
Very interested.
I think he wants to go and find the treasure.
Neelix, do you want some treasure? That's a no then. I'm going to let him
There
have
you go,
that. Yeah. We can keep talking now.
All right, Howard. Are you ready for the next fact?
I am.
Today I learned about the nuclear bomb. Alternative uses.
I thought you said, never heard of the hear of what?
This is a short and sweet one about a nuclear bomb.
Saka who?
Saka who, me?
I've never heard of a nuclear bomb.
Can't saka me.
Saka you.
Theoretical physicist Ted Taylor. I'll jump into this one. This is about theoretical physicist Ted Taylor.
Where is he from?
America. He's a nuclear bomb designer.
Land of the free and the bombs.
And on the 1st of June 1952, a nuclear bomb was tested in a Nevada town of Elko. It was.
They didn't tell anyone to leave.
No, they did. They were just like, "Oh, the bomb's coming by! Get out!"
Everyone, oh no!
Ooh.
Okay,
No
bye.
one's leaving. Go on, just press it. The bomb itself was 15 kilotons, the same size as a little boy that dropped on Hiroshima.
They dropped a little boy on Hiroshima.
They dropped a little boy in Hiroshima.
That's
It did
disgusting.
Some fucking damage.
America's
Dropping children. While everyone was huddled up in the bunker, Ted was conducting a secondary test. He had
in his pants.
Yes, with a cigarette.
I knew I was right.
He had set up a cigarette on a string with a parabolic concave mirror.
What's he trying to do?
You'll find out.
But will I?
He positioned it in such a way that the light from the explosion would concentrate on the tip and light the cigarette. Oh.
It didn't work.
The bomb went off, causing 37,000 foot of mushroom cloud and 41 miles per hour wind. But most importantly, it lit the cigarette. It actually lit the cigarette after a few seconds. So the massive, deadly bomb that probably would have killed millions lit a single cigarette.
Well, the radiation was worth it.
Jesus Christ. This is where the
Because
budget
now I've got
goes.
a lit cigarette, you see. And I didn't bring a lighter to work with me today.
This is where the budget goes. Like, imagine he comes back and they go, "Oh, how was that $5 million nuclear bomb?" The cigarette was fucking awful.
He was just on his fag break. He forgot to bring a lighter that day. You don't know what people who need a cigarette will do for a light.
Destroy a whole town with a nuclear bomb.
At the least.
Don't tempt me.
I will fuck your shit.
Well, he didn't keep it very long. He actually stubbed it out and kept it on his desk. He kept it in a little monument
Nice
on
little
his
pocket
desk.
of radiation.
But then disaster struck when he wasn't paying attention.
Someone stole the cigarette.
Well, he wasn't paying attention and smoked the rest during another project.
He wasn't paying attention. That was a very embarrassing moment where a guy who really needed a cigarette had no cigarettes, and he saw his prized possession on the desk and went, "That's a cigarette.
Shit.
I'm gonna smoke you."
I can't bother to go to the shop.
This is insight only a cigarette smoker can bring you.
I mean, to be fair, if I was on my deathbed at that point and I hadn't smoked it, I probably would have just smoked it there and then just ended myself with the nuclear cigarette. That cigarette has probably caused...
The amount of radiation he inhaled.
I know,
in
yeah,
one
Jesus
cigarette.
Christ. You are treading a very thin
There goes
wire.
the left one.
Joining the right. So, with that, talking about radiation, let's talk about... Today I learned about the painless life. This is a story about the 71-year-old Joe Cameron from Scotland.
Is this people who have nerve damage and can't feel things?
No.
Okay.
No.
Moving on.
Get ready to be surprised. No, Howard, no.
This is even more depressing.
Yeah, this is...
Oh.
At 65, she had some hip problems, which was found out to be arthritic. Arthritic. Is it arthritic or arthritic?
You'll have to ask Al.
It was arthritis. She she had some hip problems. She required a replacement. Funny enough, people do that. After 2 surgeries at Ragmore Hospital in Inverness, not in Inverness. I mean, the place
Inverness.
Is it Inverness?
I have no
Inverness,
idea.
Inverness.
I think it's Inverness or Inverness.
Well, if you're Inverness,
hey,
email us.
looking good.
Look, sounding good. She felt no pain. She felt no pain during
So it is a bit
during
like,
these surgeries.
A bit like this.
No, it's nothing
then.
like it. Howard. Stop trying to guess my facts. So the doctors decided to investigate, saying she reported numerous burns and cuts without pain, often smelling her burning flesh before noticing any injury.
This is exactly what I thought it was.
And those wounds healed quickly with little to no residual scar. So it's not just burnt ends. It's like she's got no scars either. So she's burnt herself and had no scarring. Well, I don't say no scarring whatsoever. She may have just had a very reduced scarring.
How long until the bone claws?
That's the next patch.
It's Wolverine, right?
Patch notes.
This is the story of Wolverine?
This is a story of Joe Cameron, a.k.a.
Wolverine.
Logan, a.k.a. Wolverine.
Yeah, I knew it.
She was an old Scottish woman, as you do remember in the first X-Men comic.
Snaked, motherfucker, I'll cut you up.
Professor X, you're right. I'm here.
I brought you a sandwich. I'm going to keep going over to
A
this.
brick.
Yeah, fuck.
She could also eat Scotch bonnet chilies and feel no pain.
Mm-mm.
I had no idea until a few years ago that there was anything that unusual about her little pain I feel. I just thought it was normal, said Joe. Learning about it now fascinates me as much as it does anyone else. Because I would like to also have a no-pain life.
I would kind of like to know why I can't feel anything.
Well, here we go. The University College London and the University of Oxford found 2 mutations within Joe. One being a FAAH or FAR gene, fatty acid amide hydrolase.
Yeah.
Hydrolase, yeah? Oh, that was right. Haha. Get wrecked. Get wrecked me from episode 5.
You dick.
Odontoma. Which plays a role in the body's endocannabinoids.
Nice.
Affecting pain, memory, and mood.
This
mood.
lady had a mutation in her cannabis receptors.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Lucky. The second gene being the junk DNA, believed to have no purpose, which now appears to actually control the FARS gene. So before they thought that it was just like a useless gene, because obviously no one would have this when they investigate it. But now it's been dubbed the far out gene.
I see what they did.
Get out.
And I hate it.
In Joe, it switches the far gene off. So this far out gene turns the far gene off, making it so that she can't feel pain. Or
is it that her body still, the pain's still there, but she doesn't, her brain doesn't convert the signal?
I assume so. Yeah. I assume that's what it is.
Otherwise, you just wouldn't burn. You'd be invincible.
Well, as well as being pain and scar-free, so as well as being both of those, pain and scar-free, she scored 0 for anxiety and depression. So
it's not just physical.
It's not just physical. It's mental. I guess it's just all the genes that are able to feel these things just get turned off. It literally just gets turned
off. I
off.
suppose if you get desensitized to physical, you could class like pain as kind of like physical emotion that can then get converted into a mental emotion, because then you might go, but
or never do that ever again.
So it might literally be like becoming so desensitized to physical feelings that it actually becomes desensitized to mental feelings. So she might not have been depressed or anything, but she might not also have been like over the fucking moon.
Maybe she might have just been in
everything.
sort of a melancholy
Yeah.
state. She said she never has panic attacks, even in dangerous situations. Like, she never panics, not has panic attacks,
So
but she never panics in dangerous situations.
She's mastered Ultra Instinct.
She's mastered Ultra Instinct, but
Through
she's
her
been-
endocannabinoid
she's
system.
been in a car crash.
Oh.
so she didn't dodge that one very well.
Well, no, but that was before she got superpowers.
I don't know. She may have just had this forever.
Didn't realise it until she had to have a major surgery, and the doctors were like, "You're awake, and I'm cutting your face. What is happening?"
I mean, would you? I mean, if you didn't feel pain and not like ever, you
You
wouldn't
wouldn't fucking.
you wouldn't know
Oh
the difference.
Jesus! You wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know the difference. So she's never
Oh,
felt pain.
fuck.
I'm hoping. Good for you, Joe, dude.
How would you get that far in life?
Without
you-
ever realise it. Well, you would just assume everyone else.
Your arm could get sliced open, and you wouldn't think it's a big deal, and then you bleed out and die.
Yeah.
How did she get that far in life?
Maybe she knew. Maybe she did know. She
Oh, is she trolling us?
I don't.
Oh.
She's actually just like she's there going. Oh,
Lady.
I just don't feel pain. And as soon as I go, Jesus Christ!
My life is pain! Ah!
Oh, hello again. Yes, I'm not feeling panicked at all.
Sandwich?
Goodbye. My life is a ruin.
They never say yes to the sandwich.
However, she seems to be quite forgetful and absent-minded, which is a slight side effect, I'm assuming, of this. Joe could potentially open the door to multiple new treatments to surgery recoveries. So she's doing her part for the world. If I'm able to take this far out gene and use it to turn off my pain.
And everything else.
I will be a lump. Thanks, Joe.
So, wait!
Yay!
So when was this? I may have zoned out on the date.
I don't think I've written it down. I
okay.
don't think it was long ago, though.
I was just wondering. I was going to say if this is a recent thing because
I
I
don't
haven't
think it
heard-
was long
It's
ago.
this kind of thing that I would tell you about.
It was in, I know. Yeah. Well, that's when I saw it. I was like, yes. I don't think it was any further than 2017. I don't think it was any further than 2017.
Because I remember when I was a kid seeing something on TV. I think it was like a news thing where it was talking about people. This is why I said at the beginning where they had nerve damage in like parts of their body where they couldn't feel it, and like it was actually a problem because they would like lean on the stove and wouldn't fucking realise till half their arms.
Well, she wouldn't realise, but then she'd just go, "Ow, that hurt," and then 5 weeks later it would just be
But
completely
yes,
back
I
to
forgot
normal.
she's got the super healing factor.
She doesn't
as well.
have scars either.
Shit, this
This is how we live
superhero?
forever. This is the first step to being immortal.
Oh, shit, has it somehow triggered a gene similar to like the mole rat gene?
What's that?
Mole rats are immune to the cancer.
Maybe. I mean,
Which basically means
but she would still regenerate cells, wouldn't
and
she?
cancer is just a side effect of living and cells mutating and probability basically like the probability that you'll get cancer can be increased with external factors, but essentially it's just your cells mutating and it going, and it's a bad mutation.
But I'm assuming she still regenerates those cells. She like still has dead skin and stuff like that, so she would still get it. I don't think it it doesn't negate the damages. Like if she broke her leg, she would still have a broken leg. She just wouldn't feel it.
But she would also heal a lot quicker.
I don't know if she heals quicker. I think it's just a factor if she doesn't
Just
feel
more
it, and then there's
completely.
no visible scar afterwards. So if she got stabbed in the leg, it would probably still take her the same amount of time to heal as somebody normal.
Okay, but it wouldn't leave.
But it wouldn't leave a scar, and she wouldn't feel it. So I don't think it makes her superhuman. I think it's just the neurological paths have been altered.
I kind of want to know about the rest of her medical history now. It's like, how often was she ill? Was she ever ill? Did she ever get any major diseases that just like she just went, fuck off?
Well, that's for you and the audience to decide, because we're moving on to the next fact.
I'm going to look that up. I'm going to actually look that up.
Well, you can find it in the description notes on our website, cluelessinter.net.
Where was that?
Cluelessinter.net.
I haven't been.
Oh, you haven't been?
No,
You should probably
no.
go. It's where all of our podcasts live. Wink, wink.
Go.
Just fuck it. Go on then. Huh? What are you listening to the rest of it? Jesus Christ. So, for your final fact today, I learned about NASA busting a 75-year-old woman.
Excuse me?
In the non-sexual way. Busting her open.
What?
What? Anyway, the 75-year-old Joanne Davis from Lake Elsinore, California. Elsinore, California. She's the widow of an engineer, Robert Davis, who worked with NASA. During Robert's time at NASA, he was given 2 paperweights, one containing moon rock or lunar material, and which sounds very we just called Jerry's
dude,
lunar material.
Here's some moon rock, dude. There you go.
It could have just been like Neil Armstrong spitting into a jar while he's on the moon. That's technically lunar
totally
material.
moon rock.
And one containing some of Apollo 11's heat shield, thought to have come from Neil Armstrong, but that wasn't confirmed.
But you didn't hear it from us.
It's not confirmed. Yeah, you didn't hear it from us.
Don't make me
The FBI will
come through that.
come after you. Me,
Think
FBI,
of me,
fragile
him.
bitch,
Oh.
indica.
Excuse you?
What? Anyway, so unfortunately, things started to go downhill for Joanne after. Was it Joanne? Sorry. Yeah, it was Joanne. Sorry, it just didn't want to.
Joanne, husband of
Robert.
Robert. Rich.
So things started to go downhill after Robert's death in 1986. Also, her son fell ill, requiring 20 surgeries.
Jesus.
Fuck. Who had sadly died as of the writing of this article. So I don't know if all of his surgeries were a success. You will have to look that up, I'm afraid. And her youngest daughter dying.
What the?
Leaving her to look after her children. Unfortunately, Joanne had a fucking rough time, dude. So
considering she was a wife of a NASA engineer.
I know, yeah. So she decided to sell the paperweights to just get by. Basically, she got to that point. She failed to get it into an auction house, so she emailed NASA asking to help find a buyer for the rare Apollo 11 space artifacts, and explained how her
And Neil
husband
Armstrong
received them.
said, "Oh,
Don't tell her it's my spit.
oh God."
So she essentially just wanted to contact NASA and say like, "Yo, is this all right? Is this cool? Can I do it through you? So it's all legal." Norman Conley, a special agent and criminal investigator for NASA's Office of Inspector General.
They really needed
That whole title.
I'm investigating the moon.
I'm investigating Moon NASA man.
He's around here somewhere. Oh, it's me.
Oh, it's me.
Case solved.
Norman. He was tasked with investigating this. He had someone to pose as a broker who was in contact with them multiple times. So he basically just hired someone to impersonate a broker wanting to buy it, which already ding 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 red flag, scumbag. She explained that she wanted to do this all legally, and also she wanted to sell her late husband's firearms as well. But I guess she just wanted to let them know, government and all. Government. She was never informed that they were federal property and possession was a crime.
So he had pinched them from the office.
No, I think it was he was given them as sort of a if you keep them, it's fine.
Well,
she's a
widow though, so
it might have been that if it's in his name, it's not, or they just gave it to him on the sly. Do you know what I mean?
Well, then
he obtained it somehow.
Then it's not her job to know that she has to return them. It's the government's job to then retrieve the items.
Well, here we go.
So this detective guy's not very good at his job. Straight away, he's a bit of a moron.
After they obtained a warrant to seize the paperweights, they arranged to meet.
Why do you need a warrant? Just go, oh, yeah, by the way, we should have told you, right? Our bad. Oh, Yeah, you're not supposed to have those.
You can have a tenner, though.
It's not your fault, though. No one told you, because we're dicks
You're also arrested.
and cunts. Kill
And
us.
you'll rot in
We should be
jail.
killed.
Life sentence. Oh, death penalty for that one. We've got it in this. Have they got it in
I'm sorry, but
California?
you appear to have stolen a large collection of weaponry and ammunition, and also some moon rocks.
Also, you've kidnapped the moon in a paperweight. How dare arrested
You.
for life.
This is going to be one of those ones that would normally annoy me, but I'm going to stay calm until you open your mouth one more time, and then I'm going to punch you.
So she was never informed of this, and after they received a warrant, they arranged to meet. At the meet, they detained both her and her current husband, Paul Seeley, who she married in 1991.
Getting angry.
He went to sort of put it over the table, and he grabbed the moon rock, and then sort of arrested them. I think there was two of them there, and they bent them over the table, arm behind the back, arrested them.
She wasn't even trying to sell it to anyone. She wasn't trying
She was trying to sell it back to the government.
Well, she was trying to get the government to sell it, and that she was making an inquiry.
Oh, actually,
She wasn't going, hey, want to buy these guns and moon rocks?
Actually, she didn't know that was a NASA representative, because he was just posing as a broker. So essentially, they were trying to catch her out selling it to someone not of non-federal.
But she was trying to do
level.
it through the government. They're the ones who set up the cunt.
But she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that. So their grounds are she's trying to sell it off to somebody else.
So they are being cunts.
Yes.
NASA, I've changed my mind. Elon's the future. Kill yourselves. Kill yourselves
I already
really, really
made that.
hard.
I already made that assumption.
Throw yourself into a wall as hard as you can. Quick step.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
No, it isn't.
For
Kill
legal
yourself.
reasons,
Fuck you,
that's a
kill
joke.
yourself. That's fucking disgusting, and fuck you.
Well,
Fuck you.
Prepare to get even more angry. Once taken outside, they ignored her request to go to the bathroom, and she ended up wetting herself while outside. They didn't. They eventually dropped charges on them once they got the moon rock back successfully. But Joanne, good old Joanne, sued. She fucking sued.
I'd fucking do more than that, woman.
Eventually settling for $100,000 outside of court.
Worth
So she
more-
got
it
what
was-
she wanted.
what-
She got what she
I
wanted.
suppose,
in the
but
end,
it was worth
apart
more
from-
than that.
I mean, yeah.
She'd probably got more for the fucking items.
I mean, maybe. I mean, yeah. It is moon. It is the moon. In a
It is a bit of a
paperweight.
moon.
It is no. It's
Not
it's,
any,
it's
just
the
not
moon.
just any moon. The moon.
The moon.
There's only one the moon.
Up there. It's up.
Not down.
Up.
Or is it down? Left.
Down
or
to
right.
party in the
Hardy.
paperweight, bro.
Yo.
Well, that should wrap things up for today, I learned. Let's move on to our next section.
Three real and three fake.
Oh, that was loud. Jesus. Okay, everyone, welcome to the second section of the podcast. One of my favorites, if I do say so myself. 3 real, 3 fake. Howard, are you ready?
I am. I just hurt my hand.
Oh, so no. So, this is a section of the show where where I've gathered 6 headlines. 3 are real, 3 are fake. You know the gist if you've listened to us before. Hopefully, listen to us now. Bye.
Do it.
So your first one is Chipshop in Yorkshire closed due to traces of printer ink being found in fish fingers.
True.
That one's true. Okay. I'm reading back these headlines. Some of these.
Mm-hmm.
Man jailed for nearly 3 months after Jamaican honey mistaken for meth. Real
I'm
or
going to
fake?
say fake.
You're gonna say fake. Okay. Chinese kindergarten. Is it kindergarten or kindergarten?
I don't know. I know the Americans say kindergarten, but it might be kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Chinese kindergarten principal fired after kids welcomed with pole dance. Real or fake?
Was he pole dancing? I'm gonna say fake because I hope it's fake.
Okay. Your next one is with indigestible pill, you can track fart development in real time on your phone. True? You want to say it's true?
Just because I want it to be real.
We're heading back to Yorkshire. Yorkshire doctor fired after prescribing moonshine for erectile dysfunction. Real or fake?
Oh, you see, that's true.
You're going to say that's true, lovely,
That is
jubbly. And last but not least, Frenchman found using fake identity to become mayor of Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Well, I'll have to say fake.
You're going to have to say fake
that
on
sounds
that one?
like a really cool story.
Well, let's find out. So, Chinese kindergarten principal being fired after kids welcome with a pole dance is true.
Oh.
That is a true.
So was he the one pole dancing?
No, it was a female principal, but
I'm so glad you said someone of the staff.
I will. We'll get to it.
No, no.
So the chip shop in Yorkshire closed due to traces of printer ink being found in fish fingers was fake.
Oh,
that was.
Thought that would be a open and shut case.
That would have been a very good one. Delicious.
Open and shut carton
of ink.
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips ink. Blue.
That's a good name for it. Fish and chips.
Fish and chips ink.
Yeah.
Fish and Chips Incorporated.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, probably already a thing. Man jailed for nearly 3 months after Jamaican honey mistaken for meth is a true.
No.
That one is a true. Which happened very recently, actually, in August.
Just today.
Just today. It was me. I'm recording this behind bars.
Got some meth.
With some... Oh, no, that's not how you do it. Not that I would know.
Moving on.
I don't think it is it? I've watched Breaking Bad.
I don't
know.
I've never.
Neither have I. Just
I assume.
For legal reasons, that's not a joke.
Wait, no, it is.
No, I mean, it's not a joke that I haven't done it.
I assume it's done through a pipe.
Or a needle. I don't know. Yorkshire doctor fired after prescribing moonshine for erectile dysfunction is a fake. That's a fake one. There's no Yorkshire doctor.
There's no doctors in Yorkshire. Don't be fucking stupid.
We're hard as nails.
We just sit here and eat our sandwiches.
I thought he was about to say arse sandwich.
I did.
This is Jerry.
He's an arse sandwich.
Basically a dickhead. With indigestible pill. Ingestible, is it ingestible? Ingestible pill. You can track fart development in real time on your phone. Is a real.
Yeah,
you can do that for real. Christmas sorted. Merry Christmas, Mom.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
I've already bought it. I've pre-ordered it.
I've got one on the way. I mean,
through my colon. So, the Frenchman found using fake identity to become mayor of Montego Bay, Jamaica, is fake.
Oh.
That is a fake one. But when I was writing it, I was like, holy shit, this would be a good story. Should someone do that so I can write about it? Thank you.
Just write it.
I mean, I could.
Hey, someone, do the thing I should be doing.
If I'm being honest, if I was listening to this, I probably wouldn't be bothered at researching all this.
You got me hook, line, and sinker. I said, that sounds like a really cool story. I hope it's true. I had one fake left and I was like, I hope that's true.
So now somebody has to go and do that to make it real and we can write about it. That's your way of getting on the podcast. A special guest. Wink, wink. If you want to become the mayor of Montego Bay, or the current mayor could join us if he wants. Email in at Clueless Internet at podcast.
Write us your radio play. And we'll act it out.
We will. Actually, that would be really interesting. If anyone wants to send us a radio play, we will be more than happy. You can email it to podcast@cluelessinter.net. That is podcast@cluelessinter.net.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Goodbye. No, let's get into this Chinese kindergarten principle. So,
let's not.
This was Lei Rong. I hope I'm saying
so
this right.
very wrong.
I hope I'm saying these right. Get ready for this fucking shit show. Principal of, I think it's Xinjiao Kindergarten in Shenzhen.
Right.
On September 3rd, 2018, she hired a pole dancer. So it wasn't one of the staff. It wasn't one of the staff. Or she just hired
I don't know if it's worse.
Or she... I mean...
Or better. I think it's better. I think it's all bad.
She performed in front of 500 children aged 3 to 6 and 100 parents in attendance to this.
So they were cool. Well, the dads were cool with it.
I mean... she performed
No
the
one
dance.
was cool with it. It's China.
She performed the dance on a large flagpole with the Chinese flag at the top of it, which probably angered a few people. Michael Standard, I think his name is Michael Standard, I'm sorry, a journalist in Shenzhen, tweeted, "So before our kids got out of kindergarten for the summer, there were 10 days of military activities and displays of machine guns and mortars at the door. Now the principal has welcomed them back with a strip pole dance." Also, just to clarify, the little video that I saw, she was not stripping. She was
Hey,
just
kids, did you have enough with the guns? Here's some titties.
preparing them for life in America.
The world is full of guns and titties.
Hell yeah, dude. Then they would get welcomed back with a strip pole dance on the flagpole bearing the PRC flag. She's gone nuts. Then his wife called to complain. They hung up on her saying it's good exercise. So she phoned up to complain and they just hung up on her saying it's good exercise. Which,
Well, hang on a minute.
Which technically is true.
I might be totally getting ahead of myself here. Was it just like the art of pole dancing, or was it an actual strip?
It wasn't a strip.
Oh, okay, okay.
From what I saw, though, it was only a 7-second clip, so I don't know if it actually got that heated.
Because when you break it down, like pole dancing is all about essentially your core strength and your different portions of your body strength, your upper strength, your core strength. It's
good exercise, as they say. Yeah. Like
okay, I'm feeling a little less weird because originally I thought when you said it
wasn't a strip pole.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
If it's just a pole dance, then
it was relative. It was quite raunchy for children. Like
I don't know how to feel.
It wasn't like one of those ones where they spin around and do impressive. I mean, she probably did, as I say.
I mean, she might have just been doing that fucking horizontal thing. Going, look, I'm a flag. I don't know why she's so very British.
And then she got arrested for impersonating the flag. But yeah, it just seemed a little bit raunchy, so I could understand why a few parents are a bit wary.
No, I can totally understand.
But like, you know,
know your crowd.
Yeah, know your crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, wait until they're older, and then
A
hit
lot
them
older.
with it. A lot. Let's say 18 plus, and then 18 plus.
And then you can just send them to a strip club.
Then they can strip all they want and be flags all they want because China,
The land of opportunity.
the land of stripping in front of children.
Oh.
The District Education Bureau believes performing pole dancing for kindergarten children is not appropriate. Also, every 60 seconds equals a minute in Africa. It's obvious. You know what I mean? It is inappropriate.
Who okayed? Oh, the principal.
The principal. It goes right to the top.
That was I had a moment.
However, Lei Rong had said a few parents were uncomfortable and wanted refunds, but some wanted to learn more moves. So let's move on to... Swiftly. Let's move swiftly on like a flag in the wind to the next story. A man jailed for nearly 3 months after Jamaican honey mistaken for meth. So this is a story of Leon Houghton, or Horton. Leon Horton. I keep wanting to say Houghton. Leon Horton. He was returning from Jamaica to Baltimore, Maryland. Maryland? Is it
Maryland.
Maryland.
I think they say Maryland. Yeah, Maryland.
America. He was stopped at Baltimore Washington International Airport, where he initially thought it was from the KFC meal that he had in his suitcase. Which, for one, let me just say, what? Why are you carrying a KFC meal in your suitcase?
That's a silly question. Clearly, he's hungry.
Those clothes are ruined now. From the if it's a hot meal,
You say ruined. I say delicious.
improved. No, make me a sandwich out of that one, dude. But I mean, if it actually, I can understand if it's a cold one and it's. In my head, I'm thinking of a fully loaded meal that's just sort of sitting in there.
He
But
just
I assume
literally,
it's in a
he just
container.
bought it and just immediately wrapped it up in clothes and just put it in the suitcase. Like,
I'll save this one for later.
That was a perfectly reasonable thing to do, and I'll defend myself later.
In court with my meal.
Yum
At
yum.
least I won't be hungry. However, it was a 3 bottles of Jamaican honey that caught their attention. Not the KFC meal. I assume that was fine. Food on the plane.
This looks an awful lot like meth.
This
Tastes an awful lot like meth.
I think I'll take this
Honey, you said?
home. Don't call me honey.
Sorry, sweetie.
Mwah. Now get in these cuffs.
Oh.
Yeah, that was when he was handcuffed. Unfortunately, is when they found the honey meth. He told ABC7, "I saw them come and handcuff me and take me away." It kind of says like he's talking in the third person. I saw me across the room getting arrested. Oh, what an experience!
What am I doing over here?
I thought, Jesus, this meth is strong.
I mean, honey.
honey. Again. They said, he said, "I saw them come and handcuff me and take me away from my suitcase." So I said, "What's the problem?"
I was watching from just round the corner.
They then told me that the honey had tested positive for drugs. For just drugs.
Just drugs.
Just drugs. It's positive for...
You've got drugs in your honey.
There's a crumb of drug in your honey.
Afraid we're going to
I'll
have to
take
confiscate this.
Glug, 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 glug. That's how honey's drinked.
That's how honey goes.
Drunked in it. They said I was charged with methamphetamine. I said, "What is methamphetamine?"
I said,
He
what,
said,
amphetamine?
What? I shouldn't really laugh. This is quite a sad story. Despite the second testing of the honey coming back negative, he was still under arrest months later. This is because he is a green card holder, unfortunately.
Okay.
When they were ready to release me, they said ICE had a hold on me. Leon said, "My kids were stressed out.
It was
my
so
mom,
cold.
everybody. They put me through hell. They took my meal." I really shouldn't laugh. It is quite a nasty story.
Well, I'm sorry, but also KFC on a plane.
Yeah, I'm calling you
Don't know
out
what
for
you
that one.
expected.
But I'm calling you out for that one. But
Yeah.
you didn't deserve all this jail time.
If you hadn't put the KFC in there, you might have got away with the meth.
Maybe. Actually, that might be.
The dog's probably went,
The dog
hang
probably
about,
literally
there's
just.
fucking chicken in there, mate.
Oh my god! Imagine if the dog would have just smelt the KFC and then they found the meth honey, just because he found. Oh my god! Rule to everyone out there: don't take meals with you in your suit,
Especially when they're not made of bones, which dogs really, really like.
Oh my gosh! So he said, once I came out, all my insurances collapsed. My credit card was destroyed. My credit was destroyed. Sorry, not his credit card. I lost my job. Everything was a mess.
KFC everywhere.
He and his 6 children.
Jesus Christ.
6 children, as of this article being written, are living in a hotel after losing his 2 jobs, trying to get his life back together, unfortunately. ABC asked who was responsible for the mistake. The state office simply said there was no error by any agency, which is fucked up in my opinion. Like, they fucked this guy hardcore.
You can excuse the people at the, I assume, TSA and all the other stuff.
Because they have to be very careful.
Well, it's a suspicious substance. They send it off for testing. That's the most they can do that day.
Suspicious meth.
So you've got to be held at
Always
some
gets
point.
held up.
You never know. But
I can
at
tell
the point
you
where
from
the
personal
tests came,
experience.
yeah, I'll even let them off for when the test came back positive. Fair enough, that was a positive result. But when they came back negative,
He should have been released there and then.
once it was negative, you probably tested it
Like,
again
how
just to
long-
double check the
How long does it take to
check
test
negative.
that? Sorry, did I just make you fumble your words at the end?
So
double dumb and
So it was essentially
ICE.
It wasn't the
fucked
lab.
him up. It was ICE who fucked him
It wasn't the
over.
lab because the lab admitted to their mistake. They were like, no, that's not. There was no drugs in his honey. So it was ice.
I have to wonder if he got all his other luggage back as well. I hope so. And his honey. I hope they gave him his honey back, or it wasn't contaminated by all these
Drugs.
horrible drugs.
So,
moral of the
fuck
story.
you, Ice.
Fuck you, Ice. This guy didn't deserve this.
Haven't you got enough on your hands with all those kids you've got
21
locked
Savage.
up? Jesus Christ.
I mean, oh gosh.
Ah.
Anyway, I wish this guy all the luck in the world, Leon. I wish you all the luck in the world. It's a fucking tragedy. And with that, let's move on to another tragedy. The invention of an ingestible pill that can track your fart development in real time.
Yum yum.
Fucking disgusting.
Fucking amazing.
So, oh gosh, here's a horrible name. Not a horrible name, but a horrible to pronounce name for me. Sorry. Led by Korosh Kalanta Zadeh of RMIT University and Peter Gibson. There's one.
Geeta Pibson.
Of Monash University. Monash.
I assume Monash.
The team from Australia has developed an electronic capsule that measures gas levels in the gut, measuring in at a measly 9.8 millimeters in width and 26 millimeters in length.
Nice.
So, I mean, it is a little bit of a big pill.
It's on the large side.
It is a larger side of the pill. It's not like a paracetamol. You can't mix it up. I mean, you're either swallowing a golf ball or a little pebble. As comparison, don't do either. Just for medical reasons. That's not a joke. Don't do that.
There'd be nothing worse than choking on one of those and just the last thing you see is staring at your phone as it just constantly tracks on your neck. Just, oh no!
Here it comes. Yes, worth it. And another one bites the fart.
Yes, the death farty pill is working.
Killed him.
The US government does it again.
Once paired with the app, it can tell you about your farts in real time as it passes from the stomach to the colon.
Son, it's me.
Take cover.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
I've called him Ted. Ted the fart. There he goes.
Blows everyone out of the room.
Beautiful.
They say this can be used to track conditions in the gut and find out what foods cause problems for the system and more. It's made from a polymer shell that houses a sensor for temperature, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and oxygen. So it basically just measures everything in your body, apart from pain. If you wanted to take the pill, it would take approximately 20 hours to pass from one end to the other. 4.5 hours in the stomach, 2.5 hours in the small intestine, and a whopping 13 hours passing through the colon. So it takes a fucking scenic route through that one. They are currently, or already have, as of this article being written, set up a commercial company to further the development of this. So it may already be available for purchase, pre-order, or you may be able to get it at your local Walmart. So have fun with that one. Send us in your graphs of all your tests.
Let me see your farts.
Screenshot your farts and we'll send you ours. But not through the app.
Please send farts.
Thank you.
Today, I fucked up.
And welcome back to Today I Fucked Up, where I've gathered 5 stories from across the internet. Well, and not across the internet, from across Reddit. Well, not from across Reddit, from across a subreddit. From across
I found a thread.
I found a thread of stories that I gathered for you to listen to, as well as me reread.
He's going to weave them.
I'm going to weave them into my DNA.
And recover from.
And recover very slowly because I don't have the fart out gene. Harken back to the old material. Yeah. My first story for you is today I fucked up by not going for a hug. Have you ever fucked up by not going for a hug?
Not go for a walk.
Not going for a...
That was much more depressing.
I mean, you know, a hug can be depressing.
No, I mean...
The walk. I give up on the sentence.
Word's bad.
So, I was in a new high school with absolutely no friends whatsoever. And because I was very socially awkward, is this a personal attack on me? Thank you. I tried to avoid any direct confrontations with any individuals whatsoever, so I never really made any friends. However,
It didn't help though. Where I was slapping everyone.
tragedy struck. No, however, in my 4th block, there was this girl who I just seemed to have clicked with, because out of all of the students in the entire building, she was the only one I really actually talked to, because we snapped together and our bones are fused. Hello again. Good morning.
You again.
Skip a couple of weeks. We've detached. Skip a couple of weeks. I'm coming into my class when she decides to greet me with a friendly hug.
And I said, ew.
Get away from me.
Oh, you're
Girls
a
are
girl.
gross. Sit down, dude. You're like 36. In this moment, I was completely frozen because I never really physically interact with anyone, especially females.
I pooed.
So
I shitted and farted myself.
it was a defense mechanism. It worked perfectly. So in this moment, I go full brain dead. And as she's approaching me with open arms...
Just imagine him collapsing.
He just passes out. Well, you'll have to wait and see. No offense to anyone out there who has passed out or getting a hug.
It was a really good visual. I wish you could have seen it.
We'll have to extract it later. I go full brain dead, and as she's approaching me with open arms, I decided I was going to try and be funny and pick her up from the waist and throw her over my shoulder. which already what?
You twat! That's your first response.
I mean, Howard, we've known each other for more than a few weeks. I don't think I'd do that to you. Don't ask why I thought this would be funny, because I honestly have no clue what the fuck I was thinking.
It was, to be fair, it was pretty fucking funny.
I mean, it sounds pretty funny to me, dude. You probably should have gone ahead. I think we've broken Howard. I mean, it's better than passing out. I'll give him that. It's better than passing out. At least you're actually moving.
It was a pretty good visual.
That's 2 to extract. But the second she sees me go down and tried to pick her up, I could just see the complete and utter confusion in her face. He did write complete and utter, but utter confusion in her face as she was just simply wanting a quick hug.
And I threw her across the room like a cunt.
But as I pick her up to make things 10 times worse, I shout WWE Super Slam. And she's screaming, and for some reason my heart just drops.
For some reason she's screaming.
For some reason she's screaming.
I'll figure it out.
Like a weird person. For some reason my heart and blah, blah, and my heart just dropped, realizing what I was doing. And instead of slightly setting her down, I just fucking drop her, and she slams right into the cluster of desks, making this massive crashing sound in the middle of the room.
DDT! Throw the wooden table!
I went to ask her if she was okay, but she started crying her eyes out, basically asking me what the fuck was wrong with me.
Yeah, dude, what the
Oh
fuck?
my god. I mean, it went from him passing out.
You've broken me, dude.
It went from him passing out to lifting her up caveman style, dude, to WWE Super Slamming this woman into a bunch of... That could have caused some serious fucking damage, man.
Did.
Did. I mean, emotionally.
I assume she's a bit of a mess after
She's never hugged ever since.
I was going to say she's traumatised.
Like, every time she goes for a hug, she goes, oh, fuck.
She...
Jesus, sorry, I thought you was going to WWE slam me.
I thought you were going to DDT me through a table. Sorry about that.
Sorry, Nan.
Didn't mean to kick you in the tits.
I didn't mean to WWE slam you back. It's just my new defense mechanism. Well, anyway, talking about defense mechanisms, we all know what hardware stores are. They have very heavy, sharp things. So today I fucked up.
Hardwares.
So today I fucked up by going to my local hardware store.
I just walked right into it.
And back
Missed the
out.
door completely.
And WWE super slammed the person in front of me. My reflection.
Life is pain.
So, I needed to pick up a few things from my local hardware store. I was running low on that I like
I wasn't
to
going to
have
buy them. I
around.
was just going to pick them up.
I was just going to pick them up,
Put
then
them
put them
down.
back down, and not buy anything because
It's
that's
a lonely life.
me. I'm addicted to staplers.
Oh no.
Zip ties, duct tape, and things for quick repairs. While I was there, I noticed they were having a store-wide sale. I'm an avid outdoorsman, and with hunting season coming up, I like to keep certain backup items in my truck if I need them. If I see a deer running across the road, and I feel murderous.
Throw a hammer at it. Sorted, didn't it? Done.
Go,
Nice, dealt
Detective Hammer.
with. You could have just let it go. Dealt with.
Dealt with. Under my tyre.
Done, innit?
I figured I would grab some things while they were on sale. Walking through the aisle, I start randomly grabbing items. But
A hammer here, a pickaxe there.
your name tag here. I'm just grabbing random things. Oh, sorry, ma'am. Walking through the aisle, I start randomly grabbing items. I think I might need
I'm
for
sorry,
my
I thought,
kit.
I thought you were an item. I apologise.
I fear you're not hard at all.
Where? Sorry?
Such as a tarp, some rope, a large knife, headlamp, latex gloves, and a lantern with extra batteries.
I had inadvertently bought a murder kit.
Keep in mind, I already
Tuesdays.
have zip ties and duct tape in my cart when I
God,
walk
you
up to the register.
What?
These are
He knew
things...
what he was doing. This is his alibi.
Oh my god.
This isn't a blog post. This is a fucking alibi.
See, look, I wrote up all this.
See,
this.
I was on the internet at the time.
Ignore the dead body over here.
I was on the internet.
Check my internet history.
I was on the internet.
Keep in mind, these are things I generally purchase, but never all at once.
No one.
No one does
Does.
ever, unless this was the store's way of finding murderers by putting all the murder items
Yeah,
on
just
sale.
like it's flash sale, just like one aisle, just line like one thing after another. Just rope, duct tape,
Oh, a police officer,
oh,
handcuffs,
torch.
honey.
No, is that meth? Sandwich?
Should we go to the Rocky Mountains
Oh,
and pole dance on a woman that feels no pain?
oh. One more.
The self-nuclear bomb! Kill everyone! We did it. Random. Fuck everyone. Let's get back to this. Girl at the register greets me as I start placing items on the counter. I give her my number for rewards points, and she quickly starts scanning things. About halfway through, she slows down a bit. She looks down at my already bagged items, at the stuff left on the counter, and then back at me. I'm just standing there with my trousers down. No, I'm just standing there waiting with my wallet in hand, a knife in the other. Clueless at just the wallet. Clueless
Internet.
internet as to what is now processing in her head. She's just thinking, "Jesus, this is a fucking large order." Yeah, she's just a robot. He's just going at the self-checkout. He's just drawn a face on it.
Unexpected bag in the item area. Wait, what?
What?
Unexpected.
What did you just call me?
You heard.
No, take your bag out.
Big.
Then we have a light conversation that in hindsight probably made things worse. Her. Wow, this is a big knife. Me. Yeah, I like having cheap throwaway knives around. It's the same with tops and stuff too. So I can throw it at someone called Dear. Dear. Wink. He just stabs the screen. He just stabs through the screen, electrocutes himself. So she stares at me funny after my reply as she scans the knife.
Because I was being weird.
Because I was currently stabbing another employee.
It's a really good knife.
See? Can I see your ID to verify you're at least 18 to purchase this?
And not completely insane.
Me, being 30, going bald, and grey in my beard, looks at her weird, as I've never been asked for my ID here.
Why would you? It's not like I'm being weird or anything.
Just...
I mean, I just want this knife.
Just
and
scan
this rope.
my items. Target number
These
3. I mean,
handcuffs.
Sarah.
I need a bag.
Just put it in the cleanup bag. The
Unexpected item in the bag.
He just starts writing in a little black book. He's having this conversation with. She quickly looks at my ID info and then glances up at her screen, where I noticed my reward info was pulled up. Didn't think anything of it at the time. She says,
"Oh, I've got a reward.
I've got a reward for you. Police."
No. A reward for you. A reward for me? No. Never mind. Just gonna...
Unexpected item in the bagging area.
Just gotta make a phone call.
To not the police. Buy...
To get your reward.
Your reward.
For
police.
me.
Ignore the sirens.
It's your reward.
Police. She says thanks and hands it back while still looking at it and finishes scanning my items, also looking like she was taking inventory of what I had. I mean, of course. What?
Is that a nuclear missile?
Lighting a cigarette, I see. She says she gives me my total and I hand her some cash. Probs another red flag, no paper trail. I get my
Except
change.
for the paper.
Except from the paper
that
in
you just handed over.
I get my change, grab my bags, and head for the door.
Your fingerprints on it.
She
Oh wait, there's a lot of fingerprints on it. I've ruined it.
She yells back, "Don't forget your receipt," as she walks it over to me. I grab it as I notice her quickly glance up at the security camera in front of the door. I say thanks and leave, thinking that whole situation was weird. I get home and start unpacking my bags.
I'm totally normal and not weird. That's just the constant sound he can hear in his head.
Same. It's called you.
Oh.
I get home and start unpacking my bags to sort stuff out on my kitchen table when my wife comes up behind me, so I stab her to death. She glances at my items and jokingly asks if she should be worried. I was like, what? Still clueless.
What? Of course you should, you idiot.
Of course.
I've got everything here I need to make you disappear, apparently.
And that
I
cash
did it all
register.
by accident.
And that cash machine at the hardware store, not the back alley where I stole them from.
So, when's dinner? Unexpected.
His wife is just one of those as well. He's still in the store. He just buys it and
this
then
guy's
unpacks
a
it.
fucking loon, to be fair. How did this guy get on Reddit? From prison, I assume.
From what?
From he's on our thread prison. How is he not in jail? Sorry.
Yes.
So how many people
Do what?
did he kill?
2 I've heard of in the story. Maybe 3 if he's.
Oh dear.
I don't know. Still clueless. Before she points out that it looks like I'm about to go tie someone up and murder them, girl at register must have thought the same thing. Checked my info and I'm pretty sure made sure she got
Those
my
are
face.
words.
Yeah, pretty sure
In
made sure
a
that she
row.
got my face on the security camera in case someone pops up murdered on the news later. Told my wife and cashier. Told my wife about.
Told my wife
and cashier. Told my wife about cashier.
Fancy you here again.
Unexpected item in the bagging area. Unexpected item in the bagging area. Oh, just one big family. Unexpected bag. Told my wife about cashier and she about died laughing at me. for being so clueless. She died from that, I promise. It was from her laughing.
she died laughing. She found it hilarious.
She
when
found
I
it so
stabbed her.
hilarious, she stabbed herself 15 times and tied herself up and threw her in the back garden with the cashier.
Somehow a deer got in there at some point.
As well as my food.
Sandwich?
Yes. Well, with that massive fuck up, let's move on to the next one. Today I fucked up by teaching my children not to fight. I fucked up by not enrolling them in Fight Club.
And then they didn't know how to defend themselves when I punched them
Attack
in the
them
face.
with a knife.
It's me again!
Item in the backyard. 2 kid boys, aged 5 and 4, fight like cats and dogs. Anything to annoy the other and start a fight.
On all fours.
Grab a random object. That's me on all fours. Grab a random object and throw it at the other. And then when dad isn't looking, kind of thing. And then when dad isn't looking, basically just, One day I'm cleaning up the kitchen and the ruckus is extreme. I interject and sit them both down for a long talk about how much better things can be if they cooperate instead. At the end of it...
Sit down and shut the fuck up!
No, cooperate.
I was totally level-headed.
Kill you. I mean...
I'm a really good parent.
I love you.
Fuck you.
At the end of it, I went back to the kitchen and resumed cleaning. A remarkable length of quiet came afterwards. The 4-year-old came to me.
I've killed my brother.
We worked together. Here's his suicide note.
I'm going to be a politician, Mummy.
Bye, Mummy. He's like, I'm your dad.
I said, Mummy.
As he's just sharpening a knife. 4-year-old, Dad, come see what I made. Grabbing my hand. Oh gosh.
This is ominous.
Me, sure, let's go. He leads me into their room to the corner table where they have art supplies and points to the paper on the table. He likes to draw and I encourage it when I can. What I see on the table, however, are just random scribbles of shit. Shit work. Do better.
You're not my child.
I encourage them with force.
I encourage them with the back of my hand.
Where I place the treats for them.
Draw
to
better.
As he's sharpening the knife. Is this what you wanted to show me? I pick up the paper and check both sides. Just a few random scribbles. That's great, buddy, but why don't you come back when it's finished?
Oh, God. What a dick.
I know. He just got, what? Good job. And he's like, come back to me, you got something better. Fuck. Realistically...
Son, the fuck is this?
Realistically, this is just...
Is that an elephant?
This is actually
on the
just
cloud?
an editor at the New York Times.
So, cunt.
Being...
Said that a lot this episode.
This is just the boss speaking to one of the editors at the Wall Street Journal. It's just some scribbles, but like, what?
Dude, I'm a pretty big deal. You're going to have to do better than that, all right?
I'm your dad.
You know who I am? Do you know who I am?
I'm 4. The 4-year-old.
And?
No, Dad, look. Pointing at the papers. Okay, maybe I missed one. I look through them again. No, just scribbles. I'm still
this
looking.
kid's shit.
I'm looking at them when suddenly 4-year-old grabs the papers from my hand and tosses them back on the table. Okay, Dad, I'll show you later. You can go. Pushing me towards the door. I'm a little confused. He's not like this usually.
There's a knife in my back.
I don't feel it though. Because I'm too far out, dude. It's just really high. I paused outside their room. And when I do, I hear the crinkle of cellophane.
Shenanigans.
My boys' room is off the hallway leading to the stairs down the basement. The stairs to the basement are crinkling. I poke my head around the corner of the staircase, and there is the 5-year-old with a packet of Oreos clutched to his chest. He looks at me with big eyes.
I'll be honest, I thought the house was on fire.
You thought they'd set it on fire?
Yeah, that'd have been fucking brilliant.
Maybe the packaging is just a cover. Like there's a raging fire in the basement. He's just going,
It's Oreos, Dad.
It's Oreos! Just screaming, trying to cover up the sound. He looks at me with big eyes, and I just hold out one hand and point with the other. Slaps him down the basement stairs. That'll teach
Get
him.
in the fire.
I took the package, and when he walked by, right as I couldn't hold my dad face any longer, so basically he took the Oreos and then just started to laugh. That is pretty impressive. I mean, you know. See, the Oreos were on top of the refrigerator. So what has happened is my 4-year-old baited me while my 5-year-old got a chair from the dining room, carried it to the kitchen to retrieve the loot, then put the chair back and hid.
So they're going to be robbing banks.
He fell off
before you
the
know it.
refrigerator
Oh.
and died.
Oh.
No, this has to have been meticulously planned. I'm a mix of horrified and proud. I had to quickly put my dad face back on, as I had my
little
mother face
shit.
on for a little bit.
Mom?
On to tell them, like, he's just cut his wife's face off and just put it on. Get to your room.
I'm a lady.
I'm a lady. Get to your room. It's not children. It's just like a basketball or
Oh,
something.
God. Is this the same guy from the last?
Yeah, unexpected item. I had to put my dad face back on and tell them not to sneak treats and to now clean their room. Then I left the room and had a brief "what have I done" moment back in the living room, and he had an existential crisis and burnt the house down. No, by the way, no
one will ever know you took the Oreos, kid. Don't worry about it. I've burnt the house down.
That's not what happened. All right.
They'll never find the evidence.
I've got 2 left for you, Howard. I'm going to read one more. I'll give you the choice. The first one is: today I fucked up by having a dream, and also, pardon me, and today I fucked up by hiding. Which one do you wanna choose? Those are very ominous, very vague titles there.
Let's go with dream.
You wanna go with the dream?
Is this like I went to sleep and had a dream, or I have a dream?
Yes.
You know, like a vision of the future, not like a premonition, but like, you know, I have
not Martin Luther King.
No, but like, is it like I had a dream? I had this dream and I tried to accomplish it and I fucked it up. I was asleep. I had a dream, fell out of the bed, and died.
No.
Neither.
No.
Yeah.
Not as far as I can remember. Who knows? I didn't read all of it because I want to save I usually do save a little bit for myself. I usually do read. I read about half of the story.
Learn something to do.
Learning something about the production of this podcast. Half-assed. No, I usually read like half the story just to make sure it's all right, and then I'll leave the rest for later so I can get the juicy ending along with everyone else. Digging my own grave there. Howard, what are you doing with that duct tape? Basically,
Unexpected item in the back area.
That's going to be my defense mechanism from now on.
Just the police. Do you know how fast you were going, sir? Unexpected item in the back area. He got.
Damn it! He
got
got away.
The secret answer.
He got away.
He got the. You can go. That's the secret answer.
Congratulations! Like you win.
Yeah.
You win. You win.
Off you go.
Shoot him as he walks away. Basically, me and my GF of almost 3 years now are in a long distance relationship.
Me and my Jeff.
Me and my
Me and my Jeff.
Me and my GIF. Me and my GIF of almost 3 years are in now of almost 3 years are now in a long distance relationship due to us both being in college. By the way, long distance relationships fucking suck, dude. Yeah. We're both from the same hometown, so during summer we can see each other freely because we both come home to work. Long distance is hard as fuck. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it is.
So summer is a great time for us to fuck like Catholics to make up for the time we spent apart. I didn't expect that one.
Hey, you don't want to fuck like Catholics, dude.
No.
They're in some weird shit.
Children.
Maybe just, fuck like rabbits.
And
That's
not
perfectly acceptable. That's a really good turn of phrase.
Catholic rabbits.
It's cute imagery.
The priests,
but it's better than.
Oh, not the priests, but
the
Catholic
rabbits. The rabbits.
with children.
The rabbit imagery is much better than
Yes, anything that
and
anything.
Catholics.
Not rabbits having sex.
Apparently, I just hate Catholics.
Sorry.
No.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. Oh, where was I?
I don't know.
I think I blacked out for a minute there. Fortunately, she's on the pill, so we don't have to use condoms. Great, right? Wrong.
Wrong, everyone died!
You have to save it till marriage. Last night we were hanging out.
What, the condom?
And we got... Yes. 13 kids later, I've been saving this, baby.
Let's get married.
But she ended up getting a headache. So last night we were hanging out and we're going to get busy. But she ended up getting a headache. And as a result, I wasn't in the mood.
I got really not busy.
And then...
I was so not busy.
I passed out and died.
Yay.
From lack of things to do. I went home with blue balls and decided that I was
probably
tired
let the blood flow back in.
by going to sleep. I decided that I was tired too and just wanted to sleep it off. After going in and out of sleep, and not in and out of his girlfriend, I eventually decided that I needed to get off. An old reliable would have to do. The net from SpongeBob, if you remember, he's going jellyfishing.
Sorry, what?
Old reliable, the fishing rod from the SpongeBob.
He's gonna fish his rod.
He's going to fish his rod. He's going to slip that hook right down
hook, line,
the sea
and sinker
hole and hook himself.
I do the sex.
I know what the whamming is. I loaded up Pornhub and started browsing through the videos until I found one of those casting tapes that looked good enough for me.
It was pretty creepy.
It was a black screen. It. It was my reflection. I got the lotion ready and lathered up my meat septum.
By that, I mean my face.
But stopped to do a double take. The girl in the video looked like my girlfriend. Exactly like my girlfriend. I was thinking, oh, cool, this is basically like jerking off to moving nudes.
When did we make a porno? I totally blacked out on that one. Oh, completely forgot about that.
And began to jack it.
That's not me!
But once the fucking started, my heart stopped. She had the same birthmark as my GF did. Same spot below her ass. Same shape and everything. Shaped like a spatula. This wasn't a lookalike. This was my girlfriend. I grabbed my earbuds to plug in. He didn't turn it off. He didn't turn it off. He was...
I need to inspect this
I need
closer.
to research this more. With my penis. And sure enough, it was her voice speaking to the camera, explaining how she was doing this because she needed money for college. I checked.
My boyfriend's out of town.
My boyfriend's dead.
My boyfriend's dead. Killed him with a spatula.
My ass spatula. I checked below the video title and saw that it linked to the actors/actresses page and saw her screen name. I was hesitant but clicked on it. Turns out this was a one-time quick cash deal because on my screen I was looking at page after page, video after video of my GF being railed by giant porn dicks. My girl wasn't as innocent as I thought. She was a porn starlet. I was so fucking torn right then. So my feelings started running through my brain. It now made sense why she suddenly decided to go on the pill last year without really having a reason. That she has to. She was always complaining about money, so this made sense why she would do this. I then started freaking out about STDs.
And furiously masturbating.
Oh God, I really hope I don't have STDs. God,
this isn't turning me on.
This is really great. I mean, horrible. None of the videos had the guys using condoms and several were cream pies. So we watched them. We were both each other's firsts. So
I thought.
So once she was on the pill, we ditched condoms because we knew neither of us had anything. But now I was terrified. I had been duped, bamboozled, not to mention
Swatted.
Not to mention, we had been ploughing like crazy over the past few months. So,
Like Catholics we was.
like Catholic cattle. I was terrified that I'd been duped. So
what era is this guy
I
from?
know. So
The rapscallion has duped me.
this porneth hub has betrayed me.
You there,
Behead
constable. Arrest that woman.
Constable. Seal her in your fluid.
Oh,
Your bubble fluid.
not you as well.
Oh, goodness.
Is everyone railing my wife? Girlfriend?
Girlfriend. My gift.
I've presumed they're a little too hard.
Jeff.
I tore it off a little.
Odontoma.
Sandwich?
Meth, honey.
Bricks?
Sweetie pie. So my worries were heightened because this was very recent. I realised that it was late enough that I couldn't do anything, so I went to bed again. I woke up the next morning in cold sweats. I was angry, pissed, and emotionally a wreck.
I couldn't stop masturbating.
My dick was red raw. I sent a text to my girlfriend calling her a slut and a liar and everything in the book I could think of.
Level-headed reaction.
I called up my doctor's office and called him a slut and a liar.
You've been doing porn as well.
I called up my doctor's office and scheduled an STD test. Fortunately, they could take me right then as I drove over.
Take me, doctor.
Since when did you put the couch in the... Why is there a camera there?
Why is this so oddly familiar?
Girlfriend, what are you doing here?
That's not my penis.
Unexpected item in Bangor. After the tests were finished, I got the text from my girlfriend. What the fuck are you talking about? I was even angrier than before. That little bitch was going to act dumb about it. I was furious. But I had evidence. She wasn't going to get out of this one without some explaining.
I had this whole folder of porn. It wasn't weird or anything.
I didn't download it all. And I also have the tissues to accompany them.
This is what you've done to me.
This is what you do to me.
I'm a one.
I'll never forget these videos. I'm from Norway, apparently.
Hello. Have you tried?
I'm on mushrooms. That's probably... I fired up Pornhub again to find the videos, but I couldn't find the casting one I started last night.
I see where this is going.
No worries. I remember her stage name. I tried it into the search bar. I typed it into the search bar. Again, surprised by what I found. More videos than yesterday. The one I saw last night. Blah, 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 blah. I typed her name in the search bar. Again, surprised by what I found. Not because I was looking at her being roused by other dudes again, but what a weird sentence.
So he had a dream that...
But because the videos weren't there. They didn't exist.
He had a dream that he was a cook.
Yeah.
Because he sounds like he enjoyed this dream.
I'm about to say he sounded like he furiously masturbated to multiple of these videos and watched multiple. Now
I just can't stop dreaming about my girlfriend being railed by giant porn cocks. I don't know. Porn cocks.
About porn cocks.
This is how people talk, really.
Bamboozled. Duped.
Ah!
I've been stupid duped.
Oh, you rapscallion whippersnappers. Excuse me?
Now I was just fucking confused. I tried other porn websites, but came up with the same results. Nothing. I knew I saw them last night, though. I masturbated for hours. So I knew they were there, though. Right?
They were there. They were there somewhere.
And
I just had to find them. I just had to keep looking.
I just
and
had
I
to keep
knew I'd
I
find
knew
them.
you did
I'm
it.
not insane. And
That just fizzled out.
and that was it.
Oh, that was it.
I was done.
Just like your porn career.
Yeah.
That was it. I'm talking about this woman. I mean, I don't know what secret she had to share. And that's when the realization hit. You see that couch you're sat on?
Oh, well.
And that's when the realization hit. Remember how I said I was drifting in and out of sleep before getting up to jerk it? It was all a dream. A very, very enjoyable, bad
Very hot,
dream.
Terribly wet, awfully, horribly bad, amazing dream. Excuse me,
my
I've got to
girlfriend getting railed.
I've got to go and masturbate. Excuse me.
Could I record you?
Per se, I mean, I know I just accused. Well, I'm sorry.
Let's make it happen.
It's, honest,
Let's make it happen. Wrap it
was
up.
an honest mistake.
It was an honest. Damn it. Mistake.
So you're
My-
not a raging porn star.
Damn it.
My bad.
Years of hoping. My brain decided that it was a great dream, pardon me, to have my girlfriend being a porn star.
It should have been obvious when he got into the doctors immediately.
Why?
You never get into the doctors immediately.
No, I mean, that
you got to
was
sit in a waiting room
that
for 2
wasn't
hours.
a dream. That wasn't a dream. That was real.
The doctors.
Yeah. The dog is
so
real
he
because he
is-
texted his girlfriend
He
and
is
then
insane. So he is.
He is
insane. I
insane.
thought all this happened in the dream.
he is insane.
Okay, so this show is about
Dreams.
crazy people.
Yes, evidently. I mean, I'm heading there.
What crazy? Being a crazy person.
Yes, I mean,
Me too.
why have you got that knife, Howard?
Why haven't I? got
It's
that?
exactly like mine. Forcing me to watch her bang other dudes. So here I am expecting my girlfriend, explaining to my girlfriend like an idiot how I had a dream she was a porn star without my knowledge, apologizing for all the names I called her, and sitting in awe at how badly I missed those videos.
They were amazing.
They were way better than real you.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm dumping you. And getting a porn star girlfriend.
I've got to go back to bed.
But
I'm going to find my sleeping girlfriend.
he just and sitting in awe,
Savage.
and sitting in awe. Unexpected item in baggy area. And sitting there in awe at how badly this could have turned out. Fortunately, she seems to be mostly understanding of this, so I think we're good for now. Until she decides to record actual videos. Oh my gosh,
Those
What did you-
stories were terrible.
they were
brilliant, but they were terrible.
they were brilliant. Yes, terrible.
Uh,
And with that, let's end this terrible podcast. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I've been Howard. I've been Alex.
no,
You've been
you
Howard.
have been
I've
Howard.
been Howard.
I've been
You've been
Alex.
Alex. Again, if you're listening on Spotify and iTunes, you probably want to check cluelessinter.net.
Please.
That is cluelessinter.net.
Love you.
If you want to send us your radio plays, as we are deadly serious, we will act that shit out.
No weird stuff.
Only weird things. Send us weird stuff. Only weird stuff. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Twitter at cluelessnet. Send it to the email podcast@cluelessinter.net. And we'll see you next episode. We hope you enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Unexpected item in baggy area. Oh, right, mate. Oh.
Excuse me.
That was the cable. I do apologize.
I think I did a wee bit of a poo there.
Hello, Neelix.
Come see.
Hello.
I know.
You come and speak into the microphone.
Say hello, Neelix.
Yes!
Perfect, Neelix. I love you.
We did it. Episode finished.
Random shite.
Realistic.
My favourite kind of shite.
Yes, random. Never know when it's coming.
Well, goodbye.
Or you do.
Forever. I'm going to turn it off.